Hey guys, what's up? It's time for us to play arcade again. Today we're going to play a game called DonPachi, which is not a household name. This is one of the later, I guess, top-down shooters you'd call them. Look, winners don't use drugs, FBI. And this is one of the best games in this genre, I'd say, even though it's not very well known. I'm going to give myself 9 continues, and then I'm going to stop playing after the 9 continues, because I don't think I want to go on and on and on and on. I'm probably out of practice. Now you've got 3 ships: a helicopter, a ship, and a different kind of a ship. So I like this one. I like the orange one.
Okay, good luck. Wing leader to base. Wing leader to base. Commencing operation. 3, 2, 1, go.
The bass talks to you in this, which would have sounded amazing at the time. I absolutely love this game. And if you've got the ability to play this on your PC and you've got the means available to you to get it, then get it, because if you love these type of games, this is definitely the game for you. It's just the sort of it's everything an arcade shooter should be, really. You've got huge mecha sort of spaceships, loads of power-ups, massive explosions. You've got a great audio track, like a guy shouting power up, you know. That's what used to attract you to these games back in the day. You'd have come across the arcade towards it back then when you heard that sort of thing. The big explosions, you see the bright lights, and you know money's getting spent in this machine. As you can tell, I'm not very good at this game, but I still love it. It's still a great game. Now each time you die, you've got to collect your power-ups again, which kind of pisses me off a little bit, because it means you can't concentrate on the guns that are coming for you, and you get a little bit behind. I mean, just look at the size of that laser there, and look at the size of that one. This is the special. You press the B button for that, and he's gone already. I don't know what the gunshot's for at the end of each round. Well, basically how you play these games is you just have to ignore what your ship's doing, basically, and just watch their projectiles that are coming at you and try to dodge out the way and just hold the auto fire. That's the best way to do it. Not that I'm one for giving advice on how to play this, because I'm clearly not very good at it. But then I haven't played this since I was a little kid. On the actual arcade itself, they used to have these. There was a pub in the town where I'm from, and the pub had this. It only had one machine. Pubs used to generally have one machine and a few what do you call them? The fruit machines. And it would have one of these, and my dad, when I used to go in the pub with my dad, 2 Americans that are listening, a pub's like a bar, just the same really, but a little bit different. It's more sociable. You wouldn't generally take kids in a bar in America, I wouldn't have thought, but in England, your dad used to take you into the pub sometimes, while your dad would sit and drink with his friends. you used to sit with him. And my dad used to take me to the pub sometimes.
Select your battle type.
You didn't normally take your daughters to the pub, but your dad used to take his son to the pub. And there was all kinds of things going on in there that children shouldn't be exposed to, smoking, drinking. And one of the things that went on was games, the odd game and the odd fruit machine. Our children don't really have the concept of money particularly, other than that they know they can buy them games, but they weren't interested that much in fruit machines, but you were interested in arcades, so your dad would see you eyeing the machine, you see. And my dad was from a generation of people who didn't really understand video games very much. And he used to say things like, oh, why the hell are you playing on those games? You're going to get square eyes, boy. You get square eyes, boy. That's what he used to say. And but in the end, they would see you eyeing the game, and he'd say, well, there's some money, go and play that game, you know. Get out of my sight for a little while, go and play that game. And you used to wander over and you used to play the game. You used to go and look at the game, you know, and I had £1. And these games used to cost about 10p to play. And £1 was like 10 continues. £1 was pretty good if your dad gave you £1 to spend on these games. So I would go and I would put my £1 in. And I'd be like so excited because I was going to play this game, and the game was different to games that you were going to get on your home system. You know, you knew that this was going to be better, this was going to be new, it was going to be unique, it was going to be better than what you had on your Sega Genesis at home, basically, or your Amiga, or whatever you had at home. And these graphics were so colourful, so bright, and the music, the systems that they used to have in these machines for the sound, they were like designed to emphasise the attraction of the game. So you used to just hear like, and you'd be over there at that machine, you know, full of excitement. And in the £1 would go, and then you'd have so many continues. Basically, like, £1 was like a quarter in American terms, or I guess a quarter in Australian terms. So 10p, 10 plays. Not too bad, not too shabby. Not too shabby for a day's conning off your dad, you see. And then he could talk to his friends about whatever the hell they used to talk about. And this game was one of them, and I don't regret a single one of those 10p I spent on it. And it's still a great game now. And I think that's the mark of a great arcade game. It's because some of these games, you know, they don't seem that good anymore, but some of them, even though the graphics are nowhere near what's possible now, they still have the smoothness there, and you can tell that the people did the best that they could at that time, and they're still fun now. And this game's really one of those that still seems fun, even though you can forget about the graphics and you can just concentrate on destroying these ships. And the graphics hold up in their way, in their small way, you know. I mean, look at the size of this laser. This is all designed to bring kids in, you see, when the kids see the explosions and the huge guns, ridiculous gun in proportion to the ship. But when you went over to the machine and you decided, am I going to spend my 10 pence on this machine, or am I going to spend my 10 pence on another machine? If this happened to be in an arcade, which had a lot of machines, you would look at the explosions and you'd think, yeah, this machine's for me. Bright colours. Now, when I'm pressing the B button, I'm getting this massive going on here. I have to destroy these first. This is a feature of bosses in this type of game. You usually have to destroy the side guns first. I mean, that's ridiculous. Look, I don't know. Some people are really good at these. I don't know how you can be so good as to destroy all these missiles here. I mean, you must have bionic eyes or something to see that. I don't even know what these half of these power-ups I'm collecting do.
Don't you just love the sweet taste of victory?
Wow, that was a sweet taste of victory.
Bandits closing in. Watch your tail. Power up.
I used to have a game called Xenon 2 on the Amiga that was similar to this in certain respects,
Select your battle.
but it was never as good as this on the home system, you know. I think you could maybe get this on Neo Geo or something like that, but I didn't have a Neo Geo.
Power up. Power up. Power up.
But the Amiga wouldn't have been capable of this, or the Mega Drive. None of the home systems would have been capable of this back then, apart from the Neo
Please
Geo.
continue. Select your battle. Power up. Power up. Power up. Power up. Power up.
See, it's getting too hard for me, this now.
Power
This is when I would have been panicking,
Please continue.
because I would have only had oh look, I've run out of continues, you see, so I'm going to call it a day there, and I hope you've enjoyed watching YouTube, and I would suggest to any of you who've got the ability to emulate this game, whether it's through a MAME or something like that, and you like these kind of games, to definitely get this one, because it's really worth playing through. Okay, thank you and goodbye.